Thanks again, Ryan.
No drama, bro.
Have a good trip. Yep. So just about to leave Cape Tribulation. Made a friend here, Ryan. He let us park the bikes under the cover overnight and use it as shade. It's good. What's going on with this clutch?
Let the oil get a bit warm. We'll just stop 2 k's up the road.
You got it?
Yeah. Just let the oil get warm and we'll see if it changes.
Yep.
But if it's riding too much, just pull over. And we'll just go 2 k's and then stop.
Alrighty. So we're leaving Cape Tribulation. It hasn't stopped raining all night. So it's a good thing I got off that track yesterday, because that's directly west of us. And we're meant to be taking the Bloomfield track up to Cooktown, but there's 30 k's of potentially clay and water crossings, so we're going to go have a look and make a decision. My clutch is playing up still from the other day. Doesn't look too bad. The clutch is slipping. The clutch is slipping.
Where'd you cook it, eh?
Same. Oh, I don't know what to do about this clutch. So the only idea that the mechanic had when I spoke to him in Cairns was that the housing for it has some notches in it from the plates making contact. Now they're getting stuck. The part's 700 bucks. The issue is that all Yamaha parts and stuff take about 10 weeks. No one stocks them. Can't come this close to the Cape and not go up there. I could probably afford to miss Darwin and just head down south. And then I've got the whole issue with trying to get back to Victoria through New South Wales and having to lock down on the other side, or if I'm even allowed in. Bloomfield track's been quite nice actually. A little bit slippery in bits. Just came down a real steep descent before. A couple of small river crossings, but like as you see, it's been raining for the last 24 hours. It's still passable so far anyway. There's been none of that red clay we saw yesterday, which has been a bit of a relief.
Left. Do you think that was the crab coming out there?
They're coming out from that side? No, I think the crab would be here. This
Okay.
Yeah. But no, it actually loops, now that we're in Woodjall, it loops right around that way and comes in sort of from the north.
So where's the city of Woodjall?
City?
Cape, what was it? Cape Tribulation. I thought, fuck, this will be a little thriving community. 3 buildings.
Come on.
So the coffee machine is broken and they don't do breakfast at the Lion's Den, so we're going to head up the road another 30 k's to Cooktown and hopefully get phone signal there, because my clutch is stuffed at the moment. So crunching the numbers, I think it might be a better option just to go back to Cairns and pick up another bike. If there's like if they've got bikes in stock, trade this one in, load everything up onto another one, and then I can still at least carry on with the trip, because otherwise I'm not confident going across to Darwin. I'm not even confident getting to the tip. So I'll lose 3 weeks of my trip, be uncomfortable all the way back to Melbourne at the risk of breaking down, and then when I get to Melbourne I've got a major service due. I'd have to get a new clutch housing. That's going to cost $2,000 plus. And then I've got another ride coming up at the end of August, so it won't even be done by then. So I think another bike might be the option. But we'll get to Cooktown and we'll work it all out, I think. This is Cooktown. It's a bakery cafe. That'll do us. So we'll just get a feed here, fuel up and come up with a plan. Got signal, which is good. Morning guys. So just to fill you in on what's happening, after all my troubles with the WR, I rode back to Cairns yesterday. I thought my trip was over, and the boys continued on north and stayed in Musgrave last night. I popped into KTM. It's called Northern Performance Cairns, and I can't thank them enough and recommend them highly enough. I spoke to a guy called Max there. They had a bike that was coming in, a KTM 690, which had all the adventure stuff on it, coming in for trading in the next couple of weeks. But he was able to get hold of the guy buying the new KTM, who's 4 hours away, and they're going to drive the bike halfway. Max is sending up someone from the workshop today to meet them halfway and pick up the bike. They'll have it this afternoon. He's going to have a quick look over it, make sure everything's alright, and then I'm going to take the WR and trade it in, put the stuff on the bike, and I'm going to start heading north tonight. I hope to make as far as I can, and then have an early start tomorrow and try and get to Bramwell Junction Roadhouse, I think it is, and catch up with the boys there or on the Telegraph track. So I should be able to catch up. I'm going to be about 700 k's behind them this afternoon, so I'll try and knock out maybe 300 k's before nightfall, and then start super early tomorrow, and just take it easy. But yeah, try and make some tracks and catch up with the guys, and hopefully see them on the track and get to the tip all as one group again. So that's where we're at. Fingers crossed it all goes to plan, and I'll see you when we've got the bike, I suppose. Unfortunately, I had some issues with the GoPro's microphone from here. Eventually, I picked up the 690 at 3 PM from Northern Performance and started heading north. I noticed some bogging down on the way up to Lakeland and had attributed this to not having worked out how to open the Safari fuel tanks correctly. So I continued on, eventually limping into Hand River Roadhouse well after dark at 8 PM. The next morning, with some help from the local mechanic, we pulled out the fuel pump and back flushed the fuel filter.
I think that's your problem, bud.
So you got the fuel filter out. As you've seen, it's pretty dirty. Hopefully that's the end of that issue. So go back together. Took the bike for a quick test ride, but the bike was running even worse than the night before. Alright, so through a three-way conversation through my mother and Max at Northern Performance, they're able to sort out a fuel pump for me. They're trying to get it up here, but it's a logistical nightmare. Tried speaking to some truckies, but there's no one going straight through the Cairns today, and the earliest to be able to get a fuel pump up here is probably Sunday night, Monday morning at best. So I'm going to try and limp this back to Cairns, so it's about 400 k's. I was just in the car park up there, and I had the bike parked fairly out of the way, and some old coot was having a go at me because I was parked in a no parking zone. And I'll put the picture of the sign up here and see if you guys could tell what it said. And then two police officers pulled up. I was just having some small talk about the bike and stuff, and then they started putting me through the pits and checking the number plate, checking my rego, checking my license. The odds are against me, but hopefully we can get to Cairns, get this sorted. I don't know whether I'll still try and head up afterwards. I'm a bit over this at the moment, so I might just try and stay a bit more close to civilization from here and just get her back to Melbourne. Try and do some stuff on the way back, I suppose. But for now, I'm just going to try and wire in my USB port, so I've got some charge, and then I'll load the bike up and start making our way to Cairns. I left Tyne River Roadhouse and started making my way for Cairns. I made it about 100 k's down the road after about an hour and a half of riding before the bike bogged right down to a stall. This guy Reese in the tow truck, he's sent up to Mariba, which is on the way. So $200 and we're going to load it up and get to there. Part of the 690 club now, in the back of the tow truck with the dodgy fuel pump. I received a picture of the boys at the tip on our way down to Mariba, so they made it. Well, we're in Mariba. That guy in the tow truck, his name's Reese. He's working up north, just doing some construction, so they've got the flat tray truck. So negotiated with him for $200 to get it down to here. Ended up being such a good bloke. Got in and he said, "No, don't worry about it. Just happy to help out." So I think he felt a bit sorry for me. Yeah, thanks very much, mate. I'll be now heading down to get this sorted out. The guys are ready for me. They got a fuel pump waiting. So, unfortunately, I arrived back to Northern Performance late on the Friday afternoon, and they'd packed up for the day. This meant I had to wait until Monday to get the bike sorted. So I booked into a caravan park and tried to take my mind off things with the trip out to the Great Barrier Reef over the weekend.